Papa, give me my share of the inheritance now. Long ago, in the heart of a vast land, there was a wealthy man named Ugondu, a respected elder in the village of MBADIKE. He had two sons, Obinna, the elder, who was wise and responsible, and Ifeanyi, the younger, who was restless and full of wild dreams. Ugondu was known for his generosity, and his household was filled with abundance. His barns were overflowing with yams, his cattle roamed the hills, and his servants sang praises of his kindness. One evening, as the village moon shone over the thatched roofs of MBADIKE, Ifeanyi sat by the fire, lost in thought. He listened to the distant beats of drums from a neighboring village, longing for adventure. He had grown weary of the village routines, which were waking early to tend to fields, listening to the elders' wisdom, and respecting traditions. The world beyond MBADIKE seemed full of wonders, and his heart ached to see it. Ifeanyi was not alone in his thoughts. Among his friends were Ikenna, a smooth talker who had once traveled to the distant lands of Nri and Omokwa. Ifeanyi, Ikenna would say, "Why do you waste your youth in this village? You are the son of a great man. If I had your wealth, I would travel to places where the palm wine flow endlessly, where maidens dance at night, and where a man can make his name without waiting for old age to claim him." Another friend, Dike, added, "You are a man now. Why should you wait for your father to decide when you can enjoy life? Ask for your inheritance and go see the world. Do not be like Obinna, who will spend his whole life tending to goats and yams." Ifeanyi's heart burned with excitement at their words. The seed of rebellion had been planted. He spent nights imagining himself draped in the finest wrappers, adorned with kola beads, walking through foreign lands with the pride of a great chief. Their voices became louder than the wisdom of his father and the lessons of the elders. The more he listened, the more he became convinced that his future lay beyond the borders of MBADIKE. The next morning, Ifeanyi approached his father with a bold request. "Papa, give me my share of the inheritance now. I want to see the world beyond MBADIKE." The request was shocking, for among their tribe, a father's wealth is not divided until his passing. But Ugondu, with deep sorrow in his heart, granted Ifeanyi's request and gave him his portion. He watched his son pack his belongings, adorned in his finest wrapper with a sack of cowries tied to his waist. With his wealth in hand, Ifeanyi left MBADIKE, accompanied by the shares of his childhood friends, who admired his boldness. He journeyed through thick forests, crossed great rivers, and arrived at a distant land, where the rivers sparkled like diamonds and the music of flutes filled the air. There, he spent his money recklessly, on fine clothes, grand feasts, and empty friendships. He was known as Ojege Emife, the one who does things with money. Women clung to him, flatterers sang his praises, and he moved from one festival to another, believing he had conquered life. But as the seasons changed, so did Ifeanyi's fortune. A great famine struck the land, and his wealth vanished like smoke in the harmattan wind. His so-called friends abandoned him, and hunger gnawed at his belly. The women who danced for him now laughed at his misfortune. His fine clothes became tattered, and he wandered the streets begging for work. Desperate, he sought employment from a wealthy livestock owner, but the only job he found was in a pig farm, an animal considered unclean among the people. Day and night he tended the pigs, longing to eat even the food meant for them. But no one offered him anything. His skin grew rough from labor, and the once proud son of Ugondu became unrecognizable. One cold night, as he lay beneath a palm tree, hunger twisting his insides, he thought of home. "Even the servants in my father's house have plenty to eat, yet here I am, dying of hunger." He beat his chest and wept. "I have brought shame upon myself. I will return to my father and beg for forgiveness. Perhaps he will take me back father as a mere servant. With a humbled heart, Ifeanyi set out on the long journey back to MBADIKE. His once fine robes were now mere rags, and his feet were blistered from the road. As he neared his father's compound, fear gripped him. What if Papa rejects me? What if Obinna scorns me? He hesitated, but before he could turn away, he saw a figure running towards him. It was Ugondu. Tears streamed down the old man's face as he embraced his lost son. Ifeanyi, my son, you have returned. He called for his servants. Bring the finest of wrapper, slaughter the fattest ram, and prepare a great feast. My son who was lost has been found. Obinna, the elder son, was displeased. Papa, I have served you faithfully all these years, yet you have never given me such a feast. But now, this one who wasted everything is welcomed with a celebration. Ugondu placed a gentle hand on Obinna's shoulder. My son, all I have is yours, but today we must rejoice. Your brother was lost, but now he is found. That night, the compound was filled with music and laughter, and Ifeanyi, now wiser, vowed never to stray from the love of his father again. He took his place in the village, not as the reckless dreamer he once was, but as a humble son willing to serve and honor his family. The elders of MBADIKE told his story for generations, teaching young ones the dangers of pride and the beauty of redemption.